The Hopkinsville Goblins, also known as the Little Green Men, are among the most famous and bizarre encounters in the annals of UFO and cryptid lore. The legend dates back to the night of August 21, 1955, when a family in rural Kentucky became the center of a chilling and inexplicable event that would capture the public's imagination for years to come. The story begins when the Sutton family, led by Elmer "Lucky" Sutton, along with their friends, gathered at the family's farmhouse in the small town of Hopkinsville. They were enjoying a typical evening when their peaceful night was interrupted by something far from ordinary. Around 7 p.m., the family noticed strange lights in the sky, which they initially assumed were from a passing aircraft. However, as the lights grew larger and closer, they became increasingly convinced that they were witnessing something far more otherworldly. A few hours later, the situation escalated when the family and their visitors began to hear a series of knocks, bangs, and strange sounds coming from outside the farmhouse. They reported seeing small, humanoid figures lurking just beyond the windows, their eyes glowing with an eerie, unsettling light. According to their accounts, these creatures were described as being around 3 to 4 feet tall, with large, glowing eyes, pointed ears, and skin that was either greenish or silvery in color. Their arms were long, ending in claw-like hands, and they moved in a strange, floating manner, as if they were defying gravity. The beings would appear briefly at the windows, peering inside with a malevolent curiosity, before retreating into the darkness. Several members of the family, including Lucky Sutton, his brother-in-law, and other witnesses, attempted to confront the goblins by firing their weapons at them, but the creatures seemed to be impervious to the bullets, only retreating to the surrounding woods. The encounter continued for hours, with the family trapped inside the farmhouse, fearful of venturing outside due to the presence of the goblins. Eventually, they managed to escape, driving to a nearby police station to report the bizarre event. When the police arrived at the Sutton farm, they found evidence of gunfire but no sign of the creatures. The officers, as well as other local residents, reportedly saw strange lights in the sky, but they could find no trace of the goblins or any definitive proof of the encounter. The Hopkinsville Goblins quickly gained national attention, sparking widespread media coverage and becoming a focal point for UFO enthusiasts, cryptid hunters, and skeptics alike. The description of the goblins, with their glowing eyes and strange, supernatural abilities, led some to suggest that the beings were extraterrestrial visitors or perhaps interdimensional entities. Others believed that the creatures were simply an elaborate hoax, the result of overactive imaginations or mass hysteria. Some skeptics posited that the glowing eyes and strange movements could have been misidentified animals, such as owls or other nocturnal creatures. Though this theory does little to explain the family's consistent accounts of the creature's bizarre behavior, the incident has continued to captivate the public, and the Hopkinsville Goblins remain a prominent part of Kentucky folklore. The case has been the subject of various investigations, documentaries, and books, with some even suggesting that it was one of the earliest and most notable instances of the modern alien abduction phenomenon. In the years since, the story of the goblins has inspired numerous pop culture references, from films to television shows, further cementing the legend's place in cryptid and UFO lore. Whether the Hopkinsville Goblins were extraterrestrial visitors, a figment of mass delusion, or simply a case of mistaken identity remains a mystery. What is undeniable is that the encounter has become an integral part of the landscape of American folklore, adding a peculiar and chilling chapter to the broader mythology of creatures that may or may not exist. The legend continues to intrigue, reminding us of the fine line between the unknown and the fantastical in the world of cryptids and extraterrestrial encounters.